that's the track I came on, and that's where I camped last night. As you can see, it's pretty misty. Good morning. It is day 14. Oh, it's chilly today. I'm up 2,165 meters, and it is 7:45. It's a little chilly and quite foggy, but I can see a bit of blue above, so I think it's gonna burn away fairly quickly. Yesterday I quite enjoyed it. It was the quick and easy 3 miles to highway, I think 74. Then I got a very quick hitch to the Paradise Valley Cafe. I had a huge breakfast. Got lucky to get another quick hitch back up, and then on the trail, winding through the foothills, and then a steady climb up, and climbed and climbed. Started at 1,500 meters, ended up at my campsite 2,165. Beautiful up here. There were good views today. Not so many views, a little misty, but I'm about to drop down a couple of 100 meters, and then it's a big climb up. I think I got to about 2,300, then a little bit more climbing, and then on the ridgeline. So it's only 14 and a bit miles to Idyllwild. So I might even make it today, depending on what the snow's like. We'll see. Oh, it's cold. Got to stop and put my gloves on. Oh, cold. I can see the mist starting to burn off slowly, so hopefully it'll warm up pretty quick. So there are a few patches of snow where I camped last night, but once we start the big climb up to Splitter Peak, that's where I'm expecting to start seeing a bit more snow. And then Apache Peak is meant to have quite a bit of snow. So, and there were comments, mind you, it was a week ago, talking about being quite icy. So I have my crampons if I need them. Looking forward to today. Through the dead trees again. There's been quite a lot of downed trees. I think this section has only opened up this year after being closed for several years. So the trail maintenance guys have done a good job to get it reopened, and it'll just take a little bit longer to get it back up to the PCT standards, but I like it. It's good. It's nice having to clamber over things occasionally. Oh, beautiful view. Yeah. I'm down below the mist now, so I'm seeing views out to the side, which is nice. But I got an obstacle. Got to go over, and then I've got to get myself under. Oof, that's a big bend down. Oops. I actually had to go down on my knees to get through that. Alright, so just starting to make out the hill that I'll be going to up in the snow. Soon, still going down. The trail is going up that hill, up the spine, up to the top, and then it keeps climbing up into the clouds. Look to the side. Nice and flat down there. And still mist up above. Here is the San Jacinto Wilderness. Ah, wilderness! So it's warm enough that I've taken my wind jacket off, but I still have my gloves on. The wind has got a bit of a bite, and it it looks like I'm heading back up into the trees. That hill is still hidden in the mist. Up about there is where I camped last night. Whew, so I've already done some good climbing, but a whole lot more to go. Still climbing. The good thing is the cloud seems to be lifting just ahead of me. So I'm still in the sun, which is nice. Gloves are off now. Whew. There's been a bit of deadfall to clamber over and around, but it's not been too bad. Lots of deadfall here. A trick with deadfall is don't face the log like this when you're going over, because then you've got to scramble to reposition your feet. The best way is actually face away from the log, so you go over and your foot's all ready to go forward. I need to show it from a distance to make it clearer, but it does make a bit of a difference. When you're going over lots and lots and lots of them, it's slightly less tiring. Snow, snow! Just took a quick break and back off again. And the first time actually having to walk in the snow. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. There you go. And back on dirt. It's getting more and more snow patches now. Visibility's gone again. Oof, did a big climb, a little drop. Looks like we're on a bit of a plateau. And then there'll be another climb after this. Whew. This is the first marker post, so you really need to make sure you stay to the track, because if you don't, very hard to try and find it again. It's gone cold again, so I've got back to my wind jacket and my gloves. Look at that wind off the coming off the side of the mountain down through the pine trees. It's beautiful, and now that I have my wind jacket and gloves back on, I'm actually perfectly warm again. The funny thing is just before I came into this part, I stopped to take a rest and put on sunscreen. The sunscreen worked. It took the sun away and put the clouds in. However, it looks like may actually be clearing again, which would be nice. And I think I'm actually going around Apache Peak. This is the one that there was a lot of scaremongering about. And looks like the snow's all melted in the last week. Well, apart from this bit, but it does look like it may not be an issue. We'll see. I'll keep going. It's pretty cool though. Look at this, walking by the snow. I can see why this would have been an issue when it was covered in snow. I spoke too soon. I am going to stop and put my crampons on. Okay, I am now prepared. My satellite phone is around my neck. I have my crampons on, and I will not be putting my wrists through the loops of my walking poles. So here goes. It's actually not as bad as it looks, because there are actually quite nice steps that give a stable platform for the crampons. So better than it looks, but definitely don't do this without micro spikes or crampons. I followed, went a little high, so I just had to do a short scramble down, and I am back on the track. I'm just holding my crampons until I see if there's any snow around the corner, and I can put them away, and that is Apache Peak done. So, if you are not confident in steep snow and don't have micro spikes, don't do it. Well, there were footprints which made little platforms in some parts. It wasn't consistent, so if you had shoes, you're gonna miss it. Don't try it. This whole rock has got bright yellow moss all over it. It's so cool. I'm still in the mist. I don't have any views. Looks like I'm clear of the snow, so I can put my crampons away now. Still little bits of snow, but after what I just crossed, it's nothing. I always love watching mist coming over the mountain. Slowly creeps until the sun stops it in its tracks. This is not a bad view. Now it's opening up a bit. Pretty good. And that's the mist I've just emerged from. But I think I'm going back into the mist because pretty sure the trail's going to head up there. I just love how rugged this terrain is. Steep drop-offs off the side of the paths. I mean, the paths are pretty wide, so you don't need to be worried about heights, even with the snow blocking part of the paths. But it's just beautiful. You know, this is what I was picturing this year is like, so really happy to have a bonus of having this sort of terrain early. Oh wow, coming around the corner, the rocks up there. I'm sure if you can see in the mist, big massive rock faces, which I suspect the path will go under. So neat. Bit more snow on the path now, but big deep footprints, so and dirt beside it, so I'm gonna go a little bit further without crampons, but if it gets worse then I'll stop and put them on. And looking up, that's what I was talking about, beautiful big rock faces. Yeah, this is cool. Looking back at where I took the last video, so I'm actually below a place called Ansell's Rock. Hence probably why it's so rocky. So most of the trail was actually on dirt, and there's a really short section here across where there's no dirt but really deep foot holes. So I'm happy enough to go across this. I still have my satellite phone around my neck just in case. It's different coloured rocks. Now it's a light grey rock instead of the dark grey. There's a trail going around, and in the distance as well, and the fog's back, but trail's still cool. Happy with this. It's firm packed snow with deep footprints in it, so I'll continue on, and it was pretty good. So even though there's deep footprints, I still slowly shift my weight onto my foot and check the stability of the snow before I then lift up my next foot and continue on. So it's not quick travel, but it's safe just in case some of the snow is a bit loose. You make sure you got firm footing before going on. Cool. I wanted snow today and I got it. Even though it's only teeny patches. The trail goes up and you cross this, and then it disappeared, and that's because it then switches back up on itself, and it's all covered with the tree. So it's better to avoid the tree and just go straight up to the trail. You wouldn't want to be scared of heights doing this. Look at that little bit of track over there. Woohoo! I won't be holding my camera and walking over that bit. I imagine on a nice day this track would be spectacular with beautiful views below. Unfortunately I just get the mist today, but it's still really neat. I feel like I'm the only one out on this mountain. I've seen 2 people today, and I last saw them at 9 o'clock, and it is nearly 1 o'clock now. Yes, it's pretty cool. Really feel nice and remote up here. Sorry, I keep saying it's a great day, but I'm enjoying this. The trees, the fire damage on them. While it's sad that the fire burnt them, they do look pretty like that. Very stark and two-toned. So I've just finished a big climb. Now I think I'm about to do a downhill again, ready for the next big climb. Went over to the other side of the hill for a bit, where it's really exposed to the wind, and I'm glad we're not on that side very often. That wind is bitterly cold. Much nicer on this side. I'm not alone. That's people up there. Whee! There's the people up there. I think they're all putting their spikes on, but once again there's really deep footprints and the snow is nice and firm. Not even the slightest hint of slipping on that. Very, very stable. So yeah, that's good. It's just I'm glad they are putting their spikes on if they're not used to snow, but you learn to judge it with experience. And here's what the slope looks like with other people on it. So it is, you know, it's quite a steep slope, and it does go down quite a way. Notice the good technique of stamping the snow and making sure his footing's firm before he continues on, which is good technique. He's also not leaning into the hill, so you should always lean slightly out from the hill. So good demonstration, and the others are coming through now. It was a neat section of snow I've just come through. The snow's a little softer now that's the afternoon, so it's holding the footprints quite well. And that's why I didn't wear my spikes. If it was earlier in the morning, yes, I would have stopped and put my crampons on, but I felt completely comfortable along that part. So now back along the side of the hill, there's a snow slope we just come across. It sort of went down at an angle like that. There's still people crossing it, that group that I saw, then it came around, and look at this. I have a view. Wow, look at that. And I'm going to be heading up, way up, I think around the top one, but whee, great. Just starting to run out of water, and then this beautiful stream of snow melt appeared. Oh, it is chilly, but very refreshing. So I have another 4 miles to go till I get to the turn off the trail onto Devil's Slide Trail, which will drop me down into Idyllwild. So that's an hour and a half, 2 hours. Woohoo! I think this is the last of the big climbing for the day. Nice little camping area in here. This is just around the edge of, I think it's Topaz Peak or something like that. Oh no, still climbing. That cloud just stretches for miles and miles and miles. Look at it. Snow is really soft at this time of day. Sinking into it a little bit, but not too bad yet. This is a pretty bit. Nice deep footprints. It's called post holing. That's when people are walking along the snow and then they drop right down. And that's why when you step, compact a little bit before you put your weight on it. But sometimes, given how soft snow can get, you've got no choice. And another long section through the snow. This is what I thought the whole thing was going to be like, so I'm glad I'm getting a little bit of it now. The visibility is really reducing. We're dropping down into the cloud, but thankfully there's a good path to follow. Hey, 2 miles to go. These snow conditions have changed. It's not got much sun down here, so now I have the crampons on, ready to go. Still can't see much. The snow's gone back to a little soft, but anytime we're going downhill, it gets a bit more icy. So I'll keep the crampons on. The track's all over the place up here. I think we've got one coming from there, through there, across here, another up there, another's coming from way up high. So you need to be careful which tracks you're following. Make sure you know where you are. They're now converging back into a single trail. To the junction at 16:35, and now I am heading down to Idyllwild. I'm pretty tired. That was quite slow going, that snow, and I think I've got about 3 kilometres to get down to Idyllwild. This is a big descent. The track has been rocky, there's been streams over it. But this is a lovely bit. Whew. Really glad when I get down the bottom of this hill. Cool tree. Look at how the bark winds around at an angle. Not sure if you can see it. That's just amazing. It's so cool. So this is the crowd for dinner that invited me to their table. And a local trail angel. And the rest are all hikers. So this is my wonderful trail angel in Idyllwild. This is Debbie.
Hi everybody.
She's got a marvellous house right by the river with the trees. We were sitting watching birds and squirrels. So she's been an absolutely amazing host. So thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
This is the town of Idyllwild. It's a cute little mountain village, and they welcome PCT hikers, as the sign up there says. Beautiful hills up above. That's where I was yesterday, up on the skyline. Cute little park bench with the beers on it. And then over here we've got some deer. There's lots of little sculptures around this town. This is the amazing statue they've got here in Idyllwild. There's also a bear there. Absolutely beautiful. Wolf. So this is what I'm taking for the next 5 days. So that is breakfast, 5 of those. Then lunch, tortilla, bologna, cheese, and Philadelphia. Sometimes I have hummus. This time is Philadelphia. Then this is dinner. There's a couple of freeze dry, and then there's some instant potato that I have with the different types of tuna. Some hot chocolate if I want a hot drink at night. And then this is all the snacks. There's a mixture of lollies, jelly beers, sour jelly beans, beef jerky, different types of nuts, That's also got lots of corn in it, sunflower seeds, which are very high in calories, and then a couple of different types of electrolyte mix. So that's 5 days.